Shalom. At the Lincoln Memorial. Face the east. All praises to Yahweh Ba'Shem, Yahweh Shai Ba'Shem, B'Kakwadah. Shalom. This is Wild Mission. I'd like to give double honors to apostles and elders of Great Millstone who rule well. Wild Mission's affiliate camp of GMS. I'm at the Lincoln Memorial over here, and I just want to bring out some scriptures, okay, and kind of like play on Lincoln's name, okay. So we're right here in front of the reflecting pool, as you can see. You see the memorial back here, okay. So Abraham Lincoln, okay, was the 16th president of the United States, serving from 1861 until his assassination in 1865. He led the United States through American Civil War, defeating the Confederate States of America and playing a major role in abolition of slavery, okay, expanding the power of federal government and modernizing the U.S. economy, okay. You all see me? Okay. Let me back up. All right. So it's like some facts about him I didn't know, you know, pertaining to the Bible and whatnot. Okay, and I didn't know, and which I soon will read to you all, that he also Trump and Obama swore in on his Bible. Okay. So we just got a little backdrop of who he was. Okay. He was born and raised in poverty in Kentucky, okay? And became a party leader in Illinois state legislature, okay? Okay, and as you know, when he died, he was 56 years old, all right? Okay, in April 14th, okay? It happened on April 14th, so his assassination happened on April 14th, 1865. Abraham Lincoln was the 60th president, was shot by John Wilkes Booth, according to the play, Our American Cousin, okay, in the Ford's Theater in Washington, D.C., okay? So that's where he passed. He was assassinated, all right? And it's around, this is April, okay? So that's through the spirit that I'm doing this video right now, all right? All right? So we're going to go into the Lincoln Memorial, okay? Lincoln Memorial is the U.S. National Memorial honoring Abraham Lincoln, the 16th President of the United States, located on the western end of the National Mall, Washington, D.C., okay? The memorial is built in a neoclassical style, okay? So as you can see, neoclassical style, all right? In the form of classical temple, okay? This has a lot to do with what, like I went into about pyramid and whatnot, a lot of Roman, Greco styling and whatnot, European styling, all right? So it says classical architecture, ancient Roman and ancient Greek architecture. That's neoclassical architecture, sometimes referred to classical revival, see, the rebirth, Renaissance, okay? Okay, so Lincoln, okay? Lincoln is a short name, a masculine given to a name of Old English origin, okay? The surname originates from the city of Lincoln, England, okay, whose name means lake or pool. So you got the reflective lake, okay, the reflective pool right here, all right? So it's a play on his name, all right? All right? So it's pretty fitting, right? Okay. Lincoln's Bible, okay? The Lincoln Bible is a Bible that was owned by William Thompson Carroll, okay, a clerk of the U.S. Supreme Court. The Bible was the oath book of President Abraham Lincoln at his inauguration in 1861, okay. It was also used for President Barack Obama in his inauguration in 2009 and 2013, as well by President Donald Trump in his inauguration in 2017 and 2025, okay. The Bible was returned to Carroll after Lincoln's first inauguration, all right. He later gave it to Lincoln's family sometime after Lincoln's assassination, all right. So we're gonna do a quick overview. They have a picture of the Bible right here. The Bible is an Oxford University Press edition, King James, okay. King James Bible, published in 1853, okay. It has approximately 1,280 pages, okay. All right. Okay, so this is a point that I want to look at, bring out too, all right, on the Bible, okay. The Bible later remained with the Lincoln family up until 1928, at which point Mary Eames Hurlin, the widow of Robert Todd Lincoln, donated it to the Library of Congress. When the Bible was donated, it contained markers at the 31st chapter of the book of Deuteronomy and the 4th chapter of the book Deuteronomy and Hosea. Hold on. It's a lot. Hold on. Okay, book of Deuteronomy and the 4th chapter of Hosea. Okay. So it says Barack Obama chose to use this Bible for his inauguration in 2009, 2013. So he did it for 2 terms. Okay. The Bible was on display at the Library of Congress from February to May 2009 in celebration of bicentennial of Lincoln's birthday. The Bible was used to swear in Carla Hayden as the 14th Librarian of Congress on September 14, 2016. Look, Donald Trump was sworn in on this Bible, on Lincoln's Bible and his childhood Bible at his first inauguration, January 2027. Okay, Trump used the Bible along with his childhood Bible given to him by his mother, and at his second inauguration on January 20, 2025. Though he did not place his hand on either Bible during the oath of office, okay, and that's significant. All right, he didn't place his hand on the Bible, so that already lets you know, what he was about. All right, and Esau felt enough to put that in here, okay. So. All right, so I'm going to read where they said the markers, Deuteronomy 31. I'm going to read, it's 30 verses. So I'm going to read. It didn't say any specific verse that it was on. It just said markers. So we just kind of get a context where Lincoln's mind was, okay? Allegedly, if he did make those markers, anybody could have made, you never know. But we're just trying to get a context. Got the planes flying over going to National Reagan. All right. So bear with me. Slop. Okay. Deuteronomy 31. Okay. Verse 1. And Moses went to speak these words unto all Israel. And he said unto them, I am 120 years old. This day I can no more go out and come in. Also the Lord has said unto me, thou shalt not go over this Jordan, okay? So, okay, verse 3, the Lord thou God, he will go over before thee, and he will destroy these nations before thee, and thou shalt possess them, and Joshua, he shall go over before thee, as the Lord have said, all right? So I'm kind of just reading this so you get a context of what the markers were, all right? So you kind of just understand, I guess, where his mind was, okay? And the Lord, so I'm not going to do any breakdowns or nothing or Deuteronomy, okay? I'm just bringing this out so you can just get a context, all right? And the Lord shall do unto them as he did to Sihon and the Og kings and the Og kings of Amorites, and unto the land of them whom he destroyed, okay? Verse 5. And the Lord shall give them up before your face, that ye may do unto them according unto all commandments which I have commanded you, okay? Be strong and of good courage, fear not, nor be afraid of them, for Yahweh thy God, it is that doeth good, that doeth go with thee. He will not fail thee nor forsake thee, all right? And Moses called up to Joshua and said unto him in the sight of all Israel, be strong and of good courage, for thou must go with this people unto the land which the Lord hath sworn unto their fathers to give them, and thou shalt cause them to inherit it, all right? And the Lord, he it is that doeth go before thee. He will be with thee. He will not fail thee nor forsake thee. Fear not, neither be dismayed. All right. And Moses wrote this law and delivered it unto the priests and the sons of Levi, which bear the ark of the covenant of the Lord, and unto all the elders of Israel. All right. Look, and Moses commanded them, saying, at the end of every 7 years, in the solemnity of the year of release, in the feast of tabernacles, when all Israel come to appear before Yahweh thy God in the place which he shall choose, thou shalt read this law before all Israel in their hearing, okay? Gather the people together, men and women and children, and thou stranger that is within thy gates, that they may hear, that they may learn, and fear the Lord your God, and observe to do all the words of this law, all right? And that their children, which have not known anything, may hear and learn to fear the Lord your God, as long as ye live in the land, whether ye go over Jordan to possess it, all right? And the Lord said unto Moses, behold, thy days approach that thou must die. Call Joshua and present yourselves in the tabernacle of the congregation, that I may give him a charge. And Moses and Joshua went and presented themselves in the tabernacle of the congregation, all right? And the Lord appeared in the tabernacle in a pillar of a cloud, and a pillar of the cloud stood over the door of the tabernacle. Hold on. Okay, so Salah. And the Lord said unto Moses, behold, thou shalt sleep with thy fathers. This people will rise up and go a whoring after gods and of strangers of the land, whether they go to be among them, and will forsake me and break my covenant which I have made with them. All right. Then my anger shall be kindled against them in that day, and I will forsake them, and I will hide my face from them, and they shall be devoured, and many evils and troubles shall befall them, so that they will say in that day, are not these evils come upon us because our God is not among us? All right. And I will surely hide my face in that day for all the evils which they shall have wrought, okay, and that they are turned unto other gods, okay. Now, therefore, write ye this song for you, and teach it to the children of Israel. Put it in their mouths, that this song may be a witness for me against the children of Israel, okay. For when I shall have brought them into the land which I swore unto their fathers, that flow with milk and honey, and they shall have eaten to fill themselves and waxen fat, then will they turn unto other gods and serve them, and provoke me and break my covenant. And it shall come to pass, when many evils and troubles are befallen them, that this song shall testify against them as a witness, for it shall not be forgotten out of the mouths of their seed. For I know their imagination, which they go about, even now, before I brought them into the land which I swear. Moses therefore wrote this song the same day and taught it to the children of Israel. Okay, and that kind of sounds like what's going on right now, right? Ain't things crazy right now? Lord's pissed. All right, this is finished. All right. And he gave Joshua the son of Nun in charge and said, Be strong and of good courage, for thou shalt bring the children of Israel into the land which I swore unto them, and I will be with thee. Okay. And it came to pass when Moses had made an end of the writing the words of this law in a book until they were finished. Okay. That Moses commanded the Levites which bore the ark of the covenant of the Lord, saying, Take this book of the law and put it in the side of the ark of the covenant for Yahweh your God, that it may be there for a witness against thee. Okay. So Most High about to bring judgment. Okay. Witness against thee. For I know thy rebellion and thy stiff neck. Behold, while I am yet alive with you this day, ye have been rebellious against the Lord, and how much more after my death? Okay, this is what Moses is saying. Okay, gather unto me all the elders of your tribes and your officers, that I may speak with these words in their ears, and call heaven and earth to record against them. Okay. For I know that after my death ye will utterly corrupt yourselves, and turn aside from the way which I have commanded you, and evil will befall you in the latter days, because ye will do evil in the sight of the Lord, to provoke him to anger, though the work of your hands. Okay. And Moses spake in the ears of all the congregation of Israel the words of this song until they were ended. Okay. So as you see, he wrote this song for him, and he let him know, okay, that the Lord is not playing. The Lord is not playing. All right, he's pissed off. You could apply this to right now, what's going on, okay, in these latter days. Okay, Israel has committed a lot of evils and abominations in the sight of the Lord right now. Okay, try to stand on so you can see the memorial. Okay, so you get a bit. So then we got the waters right here. Okay, as you can see. All right. But the tribe of Israel, okay, the tribes of Israel have committed all types of sins and abominations. The Lord is about to, he's letting them know that what they're going to do, okay, ahead of time. So I'm not going to go into this much. So I read that Deuteronomy 31 all the way to 30 because why? Why did I read that? I read it because that was a marker. They said that they made it significant to put in the Wikipedia that's where Abraham Lincoln was left marks where his Bible was, basically like a bookmark, okay? So when the Bible was donated, it contained markers at the 31st chapter of the book of Deuteronomy and the 4th chapter of the book of Hosea, okay? So that's where I read that, all right? So I just read it. I'm not expounding too much into it. It's just so you can, kind of see where his mind is, okay? We want to see where his mind is, okay? Hosea, okay? Hear the word of the Lord, ye children of Israel, for the Lord have a controversy with the inhabitants of the land, because there is no truth, nor mercy, nor knowledge of Yahweh in the land, okay? And that sounds like America, right? By swearing and lying and killing and stealing and committing adultery, they break out in blood toucheth blood. Therefore shall the land mourn, and everyone that dwelleth therein shall languish with the beasts of the field and with the fowls of heaven. Yea, the fishes of the sea also shall be taken away. That sounds like plagues, right? Therefore shalt thou fall in the day, and the prophet also shall fall with thee in the night, and I will destroy thy mother. Okay? People were destroyed for the lack of knowledge, because thou hast rejected knowledge. I will also reject thee, that thou shalt be no priest to me, seeing thou hast forgotten the law of Yahweh. Okay, I will also forget our children. All right. As they were increased, so they sinned against me. Therefore I will change their glory into shame. All right. They eat up the sin of my people, and they set their heart on their iniquity. All right. And there shall be like people, like priests, and I will punish them for their ways and reward them their doings. Okay. For they shall eat, not have enough. They shall commit whoredom and shall not increase, because they have left off to take heed to the Lord. Whoredom and wine and new wine take away their heart. All right. My people ask counsel at their stocks, and their staff declare unto them, for the spirit of the whoredom have caused them to err, and they have gone and a whoring from under their God. Okay. So he's talking basically about the children of Israel. Okay. They sacrifice upon the tops of the mountains, and burn incense upon the hills, under oaks and poplars and elms. Okay, because the shadow thereof is good. Therefore your daughters shall commit whoredom, and your spouses shall commit adultery. All right. I will not punish your daughters when they commit whoredom, nor your spouses when they commit adultery. For themselves are separated with whores, and they sacrifice with harlots. Therefore the people that doeth not understand shall fall. Okay, so this is what the Most High is saying. All right. Though thou, Israel, play the harlot, yet not Judah offend, and come not ye up to Galilee, neither go ye up to Babylon, nor swear. Okay, the Lord liveth. All right. So verse 16, for Israel slideth back as a backsliding heifer. Now the Lord will feed them as a lamb in a large place. All right. So that sounds like what? Punishments from the Lord. Okay. Yahweh is going to punish what? The children of Israel. Okay. You can apply this to what's going on right now. Right. The curses. All right. Their drink is sour. They have committed whoredom constantly. Her rulers with shame do love. Give ye. Okay. Verse 19, the wind have bound her up in her wings, and they shall be ashamed because of their sacrifices. Okay. So the Lord God, okay, Yahweh is not playing. He's upset. Okay. And these are what? These are curses, whatnot he's putting on who? The children of Israel. Okay. The people of Israel, the northern and southern tribes. Okay. As you can see what the Lincoln Memorial has a what? A reflective pool right there, right? Okay, and this pool, okay, is to symbolize what? His name. Okay, we already went into the meaning of his name, right? All right, let's go. It says Lake or Pool. Okay, Lincoln. Okay, surname. Okay, masculine, given, Old English origin. Okay, the surname originates from the city of Lincoln, England. Okay, whose name means lake. Okay, that lake or pool, reflective pool. Okay, all right. Okay, Exodus 7 and 19. Okay, and the Lord spoke unto Moses, say unto Aaron, take thy rod and stretch out thy hand upon the waters of Egypt. Okay, so we're in the waters of Egypt right now. Okay, upon their streams, upon their rivers, upon their ponds, upon all their pools of water, that they may become blood, and that there may be blood throughout all the land of Egypt, both in vessels of wood and in vessels of stone. Okay, and that's what we're happening. Some of these lakes and stuff over the years, even up to this point, have become what? Blooded. Okay, those are curses. Okay, so, and where we in? Like I did the video on the monument. Okay, the Washington Monument. Egypt what? 2.0. Okay, this is New Egypt 2.0. All right. So these are curses that the Lord is going to fall upon who? What? Babylon. Okay, aka Egypt 2.0. AKA what? The second Greek and Roman what? Empire, right? Isaiah 14 and 22. For I will rise up against them, saith Yahweh of hosts, and cut off from Babylon the name and remnant, and the son and the nephew, saith the Lord. Okay, this is what he's doing, right? Egypt, okay, Babylon, all right? This is where we're at right now, okay? We're in the belly of the beast. We're in ground zero, okay? All the bullshit. This place has what? has gotten all the other nations mad and drunken, okay? They have drunken her wine, they have fornicated, okay? All right? So it says, okay, Isaiah 14:23. I will also make it a possession for a bittern, okay, and pools of water, and I will sweep it with the besom of destruction, saith the Lord of hosts, okay? So, Most High, this is what he's using, okay? I will also make it a possession for a bittern, okay? What is a bittern? Let's see what a bittern is. Let's see what a bittern is. Slop. Sharpness of taste, lack of sweetness, okay? Because sharpness of taste, lack of sweetness, okay? So he's gonna make it what? Bitter, okay? I will also make it a possession for the bittern and pools of water, okay? Pools of water. And I will sweep it with the besom. Let's see what that is. Besom. Let's go into it real quick. See what it is. A broom made of twigs tied around a stick. That's like a witch's broom. The old image you see of an old witch broom. Kind of like Wizard of Oz. That type of beans. Okay, I will sweep it. So that's what he's saying. I will sweep it with a besom, okay, of destruction. So he's going to sweep this place, okay? Yahweh is going to sweep what? Egypt 2.0, America, okay? With destruction, save the Lord of hosts, all right? Isaiah 42:13, okay? The Lord shall go forth as a mighty man, okay? Look, we know that he's a man, right? He's not a woman. He's not the universe or whatever. He's a mighty man. He shall stir up jealousy like a man of war, okay? Because he's a man of war. Isn't that what's going on now? You see that, okay? He shall cry, yea, roar. He shall prevail against his enemies, okay? The Lord has many enemies. He has controversy, okay, with the 2/3 of the heathens, okay? Israel's controversy, okay? So what? The Lord shall go forth as a mighty man, okay? Stir up jealousy like a man of war, okay? He shall cry, yea, roar, okay? He shall prevail against his enemies. And that's what the Lord is going to do. And that's what he's currently doing right now, okay? He's putting all his enemies down, okay? He's judging all his enemies, okay? He's giving his enemies what? Their reward, their just due, okay? In these times of what? Judgment, right? All right? Isaiah 42:14. I have long time held my peace, okay? Most High has held his peace for a long time, right? I have been still and refrained myself, okay? He's been still refrained, all right? Now will I cry like a travailing woman, okay? I will destroy and devour at once. And that's what he's doing, right? Okay, the Lord, our God, Yahweh, what? He's tired of holding his peace, okay? He's tired of the wickedness. He's tired of the sin. He's tired of everybody just doing what they want, okay? His name is not established or being held on to, okay, in this kingdom, in this world, in this society. The only people that are doing that are who? The remnant, okay? The servants of the Lord and the men of the Lord, okay? In these times of judgment, okay? We're the ones that's what? Out here proclaiming this knowledge, wisdom, and understanding in the correct names, Yahweh and Yahweh Shah, the Father and the Son, in these times of what? Judgment, okay? So he's been what? Holding his peace, okay? He's been letting things go, all right? He's been making a case against everyone, okay? All the nations, okay? All the heathens, all the 2/3, okay? In this time. And right now it's a time for what? Judgment, okay? It's time for Yahweh to what? Work right now, right? At this point in time, right? So he said, Isaiah 42:14, okay? I have long time held my peace. I have been still, okay? And refrained myself. He refrained himself, okay? And I'm pretty sure as much stuff as he can see, okay, that's pretty hard to do, okay? for a man like the Creator, the Heavenly Father, okay? Because he can see what? I went into the fact that his eyes are 10,000 times brighter than the sun, okay? He can see all things, okay? So just imagine what he has to see with. He said every day he's upset at what? Who? The wicked, okay? Yahweh's upset at who? The wicked every day, all right? I refrain myself. Now, where I cry like a travailing woman, I will destroy and devour at once. And that's what you're seeing, okay? You're seeing these wars, okay? These rumor wars, okay? You're seeing destruction on all types of levels. You're seeing the weather, okay? Destroying, okay? You're seeing water, okay? Being destroyed, okay? Destroying people and whatnot. You're seeing countries, earthquakes, okay? Uproars of the people, okay? And judgments going out, okay? Death being people being put down, okay? And what he said, I will destroy and devour at once, okay? And that's what Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shah is doing in these times, all right? Isaiah 42 and 15, okay? I will make waste mountains and hills. What are the mountains and hills? I went into this when I was at the Capitol, when we did the video at the Capitol. These governments, okay? These different, the Capitol Hill. These different governments around the world on this kingdom, okay, in this nation, okay. I will make waste mountains and hills, okay, and dry up all their herbs, and I will make the rivers islands, and I will dry up the pools, okay. So we're right here at the reflective pool, okay. Most High is going to literally dry this up, and all these other government, okay, all these other branches that they have in this kingdom, Esau has established and what? Okay, he's going to make them bare. He's going to what? Make them dry. He's going to destroy them in these times of the judgment, okay? He's going to what? Dry them all up, okay? And that's what you're seeing right now, okay, with Trump and Doge and Elon, okay? They're what? Firing a lot of federal employees, right? A lot of agencies are getting cut. A lot of budgets are getting cut right now. That's destruction, right? All right? That's because the Lord is what? He said, Isaiah 42 and 15, I will make waste mountains and hills. I will make waste mountains and hills and dry up all their herbs, and I will make the rivers islands, and I will dry up the pools, okay? So that's what the Lord is doing right now. Bringing down this place, okay? Egypt 2.0, okay? Babylon 2.0, okay? The Roman Greco Empire 2.0, okay? The Renaissance, he's bringing this place down, okay? He's drying it up, okay? And when you're dry, okay, you lack, okay? You're gonna, what? Thirst, okay? You don't have any moisture, okay? So, like I'm saying, I'm in front of this reflective pool right now, okay? It's nice and calm, as you can see. The Lord is gonna eventually, what? Dry all these pools, okay? This pool is a reflection of the government, okay? It's a monument to a government official, okay? One of the presidents, okay? Lincoln went into the name, okay? Pool, okay? Lincoln, all right? So the Most High is doing what he's going to do, okay? He's going to destroy these pools, okay? These waters, okay? These governments, okay? These mountains and these hills, okay? All right, John 5 and 2, okay? Now there is at Jerusalem by the sheep market a pool which is called in the Hebrew tongue Bethesda, okay, having 5 perches. So that's Bethesda, okay, Hebrew tongue, all right. So the Hebrew tongue Bethesda. Now Bethesda, we got what? Bethesda, Maryland, okay. Bethesda, Maryland is not that far from here, right? From Washington D.C., okay. So, okay, it's called in the Hebrew tongue Bethesda, okay. So let's see what about Bethesda. What does Bethesda mean, though, okay? What does it mean, all right? House of mercy, okay? The name Bethesda has its origins in Hebrew, okay? So, like, we got what? Bethesda, Maryland, okay? Where it is derived from the words Beth, okay? And chase, okay? Mercy. As such, it translates to house of mercy, okay? This term holds great significance within the biblical context, particularly in relation to the pool of Bethesda mentioned in the New Testament. Aren't I in front of a pool? This is not the pool of Bethesda, but when Esau builds his monuments, he copies, okay, the three great nations, okay, or kingdoms, sorry, Salakia, okay. We got the Roman and Greco, okay. Then we got Egypt, okay. Then we got, you know, Hebrew, some of Hebrew, and then you got what, I say Egypt, Roman, Greco, Babylon, okay, yeah, Babylon, all right. But Bethesda is a city not too far from here, okay? And it's in what? Maryland, okay? So that's what? House of Mercy. And what? What does it say? The term holds great significance within the biblical context, particularly in relation to the pool of Bethesda mentioned in the New Testament, okay? The pool, all right? All right. So John 5 and 3, okay? And these lay a great multitude of important, quote, a blind, halt, weathered, waiting for the moving of the water, okay? John 5 and 4, all right? For an angel went down at a certain season into the pool and troubled the water whatsoever then. Okay, troubled the water. Whosoever then the first and after the troubling of the water stepped in was made whole of whatsoever disease he had. So if you went into this pool, okay, and you were able to get in, what? You were made whole. You were healed, okay, from whatever infirmity or disease that you had. Okay, it's a pool, okay? Right. All right, John 5 and 5, okay? And a certain man was there which had an infirmity 38 years, okay? So he had, what, 38 years. He had this infirmity, okay? That was by the pool, okay? John 5 and 6. When Yahushua saw him lie and knew that he had been now a long time in that case, he said unto him, Wilt thou be made whole? He asked him a question. Basically, won't you be made whole? Okay. John 5 and 7. Okay. The important man answered him, Sir, I have no man when the water is troubled to put me into the pool. So he don't have anybody to help him in the pool. That's what he's saying to Yahushua. Okay, but while I am coming, another steppeth down before me. So he said, when he tries to get in the pool, people cut in front of him. Okay, they step down in the pool before him. Okay, all right. So John 5 and 8, Yahushua saith unto him, Rise, take up thy bed and walk. Okay. John 5 and 9. And immediately the man was made whole, okay, and took up his bed and walked. And on the same day was the Sabbath, okay. So the man was healed from his infirmities, okay, not because of the pool, but because of Yahushua, okay. He was able to see that the man couldn't get into the pool, okay, to be healed, because what? The angel will come at a certain time and, you know, in a way bless the pool so people can get in and be healed, okay? But this man was healed what? On the Sabbath, okay? And we know how the Pharisees do. When you do things, when Yahushua would do certain things on the Sabbath, they would have something smart to say, okay? The Sabbath was yesterday, okay, by the way. All right? So he was able to be healed, okay? So that's like what? With this pool, okay? And they had special pools, what, back in what, the times, you know, that the children of Israel, you know, had basically their own nations, and everything was together. They were able to have Yahweh would bless them with pools so they can go down into and be healed, right? All right. Okay, so here's another account right here. Okay, John 9:11. Okay. Neighbor therefore, and they which before had seen him that he was blind, okay, it said that he had said that bad, okay, and he said, okay, Okay, and said unto him, go wash in the pool of Siloam, which was by interpretation sent. He went his way, therefore, and was washed and came seeing. Okay, so I got another account. Hold on, I'm trying to get this other account up. As long as I am in the world. Okay. John 9:5. As long as I am in the world, I am the light of the world. Okay. When he had thus spoken, he spat on the ground and made clay of the spittle. Okay, and he anointed the eyes of the blind man with the clay. Okay, and said unto him, go wash in the pool of Siloam. Okay, Siloam. Okay, which is by interpretation sent. Okay, he went his way therefore and washed and came seeing. So Yahushua what? Healed a blind man, okay, by using clay, okay, earth, okay, and putting it on his eyes and telling him to go wash in a pool, okay. So he was able to heal this man. So as you know, I'm in front of this pool, okay, and this pool for Esau, okay, is a play on what? Abraham Lincoln's name, okay, his surname, okay. But I'm doing it, I'm bringing out the spiritual side of the meaning of this pool, okay, and basically pools in general, okay. Alright, so we got two instances, okay, dealing with Yahushua, okay, by a pool, telling somebody to cleanse themselves, wash themselves, alright, in this time, okay? Two instances, okay? So Jeremiah 5:51-8, okay? Babylon suddenly fallen and destroyed. How for her? Take balm for her pain. If so be she may be healed, okay? Jeremiah 51:9. We would have healed Babylon, but she is not healed. Forsake her and let us go everyone into his own country, for her judgment reacheth unto the heaven, and is lifted up even to the skies. Okay, so Most High is not what? He's not healing Babylon. He's not healing this place right now. Okay, he's what? Pouring out judgment. Okay, all right. They would have healed her, but they not. Okay, they could have healed her. Just like how Yahushua was able to heal those men by the pool or in the pool. He would have healed them, but they're not, okay? All right. Okay. So I'm going to go into, that's why it's important to understand though, okay? These living waters, okay? The body, okay? Okay, this truth, okay? This water will heal you, okay? And, you know, we don't necessarily have to get in a pool to be healed, okay? But in these times of judgment, you got to be healed through the spirit, okay? Through the power, okay? By having these precepts, these words, by hearing Yahweh, okay? Okay, by supping and praying, having faith, okay, that is going to heal you. Yahweh is doing that, right? Okay, he was able to heal who? Okay, the men of the Lord, the servants of the Lord, the men that are trying to wake up the sheep, okay, the children of Israel, okay, he was able to what? Heal them, right? Heal us, okay, get us right, okay. He could do that for you, okay. But you have to want to, and he has to want to do it, okay? So it's like what? Men of the Lord are what? Fishing right now. They're throwing their net, their line out, okay, and pulling in, seeing what they can catch, okay, in these times of judgment, okay, from the Lord, all right? They're seeing what they can catch, okay? They're trying to catch what? Some fish. Be profitable, be fruitful, okay? Some men may in their net, you know, what they do, they may get one fish or no fish, okay? And some men may bring a big what? A whole school, half a school in on the net, okay? It just depends on that man's lot, okay? Okay, it depends on what that man is blessed with, his talents, his in the office of the Lord, okay? So we don't really know, but only the Lord knows, and He can what? He can help that situation. He can make it better. All right. That's if He what? The people that you bring in, that you catch, that you throw a line out and they take it, that's up to the Lord if He wants if He wants that person to get the truth, He wants them to be he wants them to be in the truth, or He wants them to get what He's saying, Like also too, when you fishing, you can also what? You can catch a fish if it's too small or not the fish that you want, you can what? Throw it back, That's what fishermen do, all right? So that happens as well. All right? So Revelations 21:8, all right? But the fearful and unbelieving and abominable and murderers and whoremongers and sorcerers and idolaters and liars shall have their part in the lake which burneth with fire and brimstone, which is the second death, So the first death was by water, the second death is by what? Fire and brimstone, right? The first death was by water, the second death is by what? Fire and brimstone, And we know what? That's what? The nuclear destruction, That's going to come upon, Babylon the Great, these other nations, Aren't they what? What are they talking about right now? Nukes, nuclear war, World War III, These are rumors, wars and rumors of wars, You're hearing this constantly, right? For a reason, Because Yahweh is what? Prepping you, what? For the destruction that's at hand, all right? So those people won't be in there, People that are, unbelieving, that have no faith, Especially the children, the children of Israel, Abominations, People that are out here just wilding out on their bodies, each other, themselves, They won't make it, Murderers, People that plot, People that suit out to kill people, Whoremongers, Men that turn women into what, Possessions as far as what? Negative possessions as far as what? Pimping and things like that, Making women go off, Being whoremongers, Jumping to the next one, sorcerers, You got people out here doing witchcraft, whatnot, and casting all types of spells and different things, That's what DC is built on. It's a whole, every monument, every building, everything, every street is placed to cast a spell, to conjure up spirits, That is how the city is laid out, And idolaters, People that idol worship, They idol worship stones, They idol worship wood, They idol worship all types of different manner of material things made by the hands of men, That's idol worship, And liars, Of course liars won't make it, all right? Everybody hates a liar, Shall have their part in a lake which burneth with fire and brimstone, And that's what? The lake is going to be what? Here, a.k.a. Babylon the Great, So this pool will be what? Dried up, I already told you that Yahweh is what? Doing this with the pool, drying it up, Isn't He making way for the kings, with the Euphrates River? He's drying that up. So what? Russia, Moab, Gog and Magog can make their way over to what? The Middle East, So they can have an easy way. What are they complaining about now, They're complaining about the ground in Ukraine because of the, that's how soft it is because of the weather there, Because of the snow, all right? And then in the springtime, does the same thing. It makes the ground muddy and wet, so then they can't use their tanks and whatnot in there, So that's what I'm saying. He's making a path, Yahweh is making a way so they can come through, all right? And so the destruction, they can all come to where, the Middle East, okay, for the final war, okay, the Battle of Armageddon, okay, so they can be all what? Gather around the heathen, gathering the heathen round about so they can be what? Destroyed, okay? Okay. Revelations 19 and 20, okay? And the beast was taken, and with him the false prophet that wrought miracles before him, which have deceived them that had received the mark of the beast, and them that worship his image, okay? These both were cast alive into the lake of fire, burning with brimstone. So aren't you hearing about the RFID chip, okay? I told you the real ID is a countdown, okay, to the beginning of what? The MOTB, okay? Mark of the beast, okay? It's being shipped, okay? Neuralink, okay? Elon Musk, okay? That is what the ultimate goal is, okay? That is what Esau wants to do. He wants to what? He wants to chip everybody in this nation, but also in this kingdom as well, all right? He'll chip them, all right? And he brought what? False miracles. Now you see all these advancements. You see weird shit talking about they find the secret rooms now all of a sudden underground in Egypt, okay? You're seeing them talk about all these things that weren't 6-7 years ago were not a thing. You didn't hear nothing about, but now all of a sudden you're hearing about these things. They're trying to what? Distract you. They're trying to throw you off. They're bringing up what? False miracles and whatnot, okay? To deceive people, okay? Which he deceived, okay, them that had received the mark, okay? And when you take that mark, you will be truly destroyed. Whether you're heathen, okay, you're 2/3 or heathen, okay? It doesn't matter, okay? You will be destroyed. The Most High, it will wipe you out. You will, what does he say? These both were cast alive into the what? The lake of fire, burning with brimstone, okay? We know what? He destroyed the world the first time with what? Water, okay? This time he's going to destroy it the second time with what? Fire and brimstone, all right? Revelations 20 and 15. And whosoever was not found written in the book of life was cast into the lake of fire. And you're going to find a hell of a lot of people in these times, okay, in this last generation, that's going to be what? Cast into the lake of fire, right? Children of Israel and the 2/3. I mean, Salaki and the heathens, okay? So, you want your name as a servant of the Lord, man of the Lord, you want your name in what? The book of life, okay? You don't want your name blotted out in the book of life. You want your name in the book of life, okay? Because you want to be saved. You want salvation from Yahweh, okay, in these times of judgment. The times are perilous, okay? Love of many is waxing cold in these times, all right? So, Revelations 20 and 15. And whosoever was not found written in the book of life was cast into the lake of fire. And here I am, still playing on Abraham Lincoln's name, okay? What does it mean? Pool, okay? Let's go back to what it means, okay? Let's go back to what it means. Lake, pool, okay? So I'm making a whole lesson on basically Abraham Lincoln's name, okay? Pool, lake, okay? His name, Pool, lake, okay? And a lot of people, like I said, heathen and 2/3 are going to what? They're going to partake. They're going to be swimming in a lake of fire, okay? The second death, okay? Courtesy of Yahweh, okay? Through those what? Through the nukes, okay? These ICBM missiles that will be launched. Aren't the nations getting riled up against each other? Aren't they getting pissed and tired of each other, okay? The Esau is turning on himself, okay? The Western Edomite is turning on the Eastern Edomite. Far East meets Far West, okay? And everything in between, okay? They're turning on each other, okay? Because what I read you. Most High is stirring them up. He's a God of war. He's stirring up jealousy, okay? He's stirring up all the negative connotations that will incite violence among the nations and men, okay? In these times of judgment, all right? That's what Yahweh is doing. And the men of the Lord and the servants of the Lord are proclaiming this. We're warning you. We're telling you what's going to happen, okay? We're letting you know that Yahweh and Yahweh Shai are not playing. They're not happy, okay? They're not happy about all the wickedness and things that's going on, okay? The love of many is waxing cold more and more in these days and in these last days, okay? All right. So it says, okay. So Revelation what? All right. I'm about to bring it out. Revelation 20 and 14. Okay. And death and hell were cast into the lake of fire. This is the second death. Okay. So the first death was what? By water. The second death will be what? By fire. Okay. And he's saying, and death and hell were cast into the lake of fire. Okay. Jeremiah 17 and 13. Okay. O Yahweh, the hope of Israel, all that forsake thee shall be ashamed. Okay. And they that depart from me shall be written in the earth. Okay. Because they have forsaken Yahweh. Okay. The fountain of living waters. Okay. The fountain of living waters. Okay. He's a fountain of living waters, and all everybody, especially the 2/3, the children of Israel, the 2/3, okay, they're what? Forsaking him, okay? Forsake, okay, all that forsake thee shall be ashamed. So they're going to be ashamed in these times. He's humbling them now, but it's still not enough. They still have to pay for their sins from the past and the present, okay? Okay, and what? These shall be ashamed, and they that depart from me shall be written in the earth, okay, because they have forsaken, okay, the Lord, okay, the fountain. So people, they're forsaking the Lord, okay, and he's what? The fountain of what? Living waters, okay. Yahweh is the fountain of living waters. So why would you forsake living power, okay? He's not a power made of stone, okay? He's not a power made of wood, okay? He's not a power made of the hands of men, like these other idols, okay, that men worship and whatnot. He is a living power, okay? He's a living power, okay, and he can see, he can touch, he can smell, okay? He can taste, okay? And these people, what? The children of Israel and the heathen, what? They have what? Forsaken him, all right? So it's going to be what? Great destruction, punishment for that, okay? A lot of people are going to taste this, be in the lake of fire, right? The lake of fire, the second death, okay? A lot of them are going to taste it, okay? And then look, you're going to have your name written out of the book of life, okay? So you what? Be what? Destroyed, okay? So the Most High is not playing, okay? Yahweh is not playing. This is a serious thing. Okay? Joel 3 and 18. And it shall come to pass in that day that the mountains shall drop down new wine, and the hills shall flow with milk, and all the rivers of Judah shall flow with waters, okay? And a fountain shall come forth of the house of the Lord, and shall water the valley of cement, okay? So the Most High in that day, you know, after the destruction, okay, what? They come down, okay? And it shall come to pass in that day that the mountains shall drop down new wine, okay? New wine, okay? And the hills shall flow with milk, okay? So that's flowing with, you know, the things that you need, okay? Things for, you know, with this truth, okay? And all the rivers of Judah shall flow with waters, okay? And okay, that's our house of Judah, okay? That's the head tribe, all right? Judah, okay? That's the tribe that Yahushua is coming from. He was born from, okay? He's top priest, okay? With waters and fountains shall come forth of the house of the Lord, and shall the waters of the valley, okay? Okay, and also what? Joel 3 and 19. This is what Egypt. This is what's going to happen to Egypt. Okay, Egypt shall be a desolation, and Edom shall be desolate, wilderness for the violence against the children of Judah. Okay, because they have shed innocent blood in their land. That's what's happening. Okay, right now they shed innocent blood. Okay, violence. Okay, against your brother Jacob. Okay, so now the Lord will punish you. Okay. Lord is going to punish you, right? He shall become a desolation, okay? And that's what's going on right now. Egypt shall be a desolation, and Edom shall be desolate, okay? They shall have no vine, no branches, okay? Their families, okay, should be what? Cut off, right? Didn't the Lord say that? Roughly paraphrase, okay? And then on the flip side, what is the Lord going to do? Revelation 7 and 17, okay? For the Lamb which is in the midst of the throne shall feed them and shall lead them unto living fountains of waters, okay? And Yahweh shall wipe away all their tears from their eyes, okay? So that's what's going to happen, okay? With the children, the remnant, okay? The remnant of Israel, the children of Israel, okay? Most High is going to what? Okay? Shall lead them into living water, fountains of waters. That's what he has done, okay? From the remnant. So men of the Lord, servants of the Lord that are out here proclaiming this, letting you know what's going to happen, okay? Bringing out the truth, these prophecies that are popping off the pages right now and coming to pass, okay? He has led them to what? Living water, all right? Fountains of living water, okay? And Yahweh shall wipe away all their tears from their eyes, okay? And by having this truth, okay, this faith, this knowledge, wisdom, understanding, you're able to be confident in the Lord. You're able to see his power, the things that he's able to do for you, okay? How he's able to, move your enemies out the way, okay? How he's able to protect you, okay? He's wiping away, having this truth, he wipes away all the tears, okay? And you don't have to worry about anything, all right? Psalms 36:9, okay? For with thee is the fountain of life, and thy light shall we see, okay? So the fountain of life, like I said, this word, okay? This living word. Aren't people pretty soon, it's gonna be what? Famine of the word, okay? People are gonna thirst, okay, for this word and this knowledge, okay? Not for bread, okay? But not having the knowledge and wisdom, okay? That they what? That the men of the Lord, prophets of the Lord, servants of the Lord put out, okay? People are going to run, what, to and fro for this knowledge, okay? And not be able to find it pretty soon, all right? So Psalms 36:9. For with thee is the fountain of life, and our light shall we see it, okay? And you're seeing that right now, okay? A fountain of life, okay? Fountain of life. Okay, John 4:14, okay? But whosoever drinketh of the water that I shall give him shall never thirst, okay? And that's why we're saying this truth, okay? This wisdom and knowledge and understanding, okay? You drink of it, okay, but you will never thirst, okay? You will eat this roll, but you'll never go hungry, all right? So you will be what? That's why it's important right now to repent for your past, present, future sins, okay? And ask Yahweh to forgive you of your past, present, future sins, okay? So you can what? You can live, okay? You can put off that old man, that old woman. You can live, okay? But whosoever drinketh of the water that I shall give him shall never thirst, okay? But the water that I shall give him shall be in him a well of water springing up into everlasting life. And that's what the prophets of the Lord, men of the Lord, servants of the Lord are a well of life-giving water in these times, okay? And destruction and whatnot that are on the what? The horizon for what? AKA America, okay? AKA Babylon the Great, this kingdom, okay? These nations about to go against each other, okay? So what? I shall give him I shall give him, shall be in him a well of water springing up into everlasting life. So it's going to be his knowledge and wisdom going to come out, okay? It's going to be always springing out of a servant, the remnant, okay? The 1/3, okay? That's why it's important you drink it, okay? Because once you drink it, okay, you will be, your throat may be parched before you drink it, okay? You may be thirsty, but once you get it, you will never what? But whosoever drinketh of the water that I shall give him shall never thirst, okay? But the water that I shall give him shall be in him as a well of water springing up into everlasting, okay, life. Okay? Everlasting life, right? Proverbs 14:27. The fear of the Lord is a fountain of life. Depart from the snares of death. See? So like you get this living water, okay? You drink this water, okay? These scriptures, these precepts, okay? Okay, the study, okay? This wisdom and knowledge, okay? The fear of the Lord. It starts with the fear of the Lord. It's the beginning of what? Knowledge, wisdom, okay? The fear of the Lord is a fountain of life, okay? The fear of the Lord, Yahweh, is a fountain of life, okay? So you will live once you learn to what? Fear the Lord, okay? And a lot of people don't do that, okay? They don't fear the Lord, okay? They're their own God, okay? Okay, money and things like that, material things are their gods, okay? So they don't fear the Lord. So then what happens? They don't depart from death, they run to death, okay? That's what happens. And they're caught in what? Snares and traps, okay? To depart from the snares of death, okay? The fear of Yahweh is the fountain of life, okay? To depart from the snares of death, okay? And that's what you want in these times, because the love of many is waxing cold. Judgments are going out. Mass death, casualty events are happening because these are the people that don't fear the Lord. These are the people that are their own God. These are the people that think that their way is their way and better for them or for the people around them. It's their way or the highway. But no, that's not correct, okay? It's the Lord's way or no way, okay? And we already went into Lord how he's tired of holding his peace. He's tired of refraining from not saying anything to people, okay? He's tired of just sitting there, okay? He's what? He's ready to act now. He's ready to move on his enemies. Didn't we read that? We read that. He's ready to what? Move on to his enemies. All right? Okay, Amos 5:24. But let judgment run down as waters and righteousness as a mighty stream, okay? And I tell you, so because these people want to do what they want to do, okay? Judgment is running down, okay? Run down as waters, okay? It's happening fast. It's like a waterfall judgment happening everywhere at one time, okay? And righteousness as a mighty stream, okay? And unrighteousness is being what? Choked off. It's being blotted out. It's being taken out of the earth, okay? Along with these people that are what? Committing it, that are fornicating, that are promoting it, okay? That's what the Lord is doing, okay? Righteousness as a mighty stream. So righteousness can run down as a mighty stream right now, okay? So unrighteousness is being removed from the earth. Righteousness is being instilled in the earth. Starting with the apostles, the elders, the great millstone, all the way down, the remnant, okay, the 1/3, okay, the prophets, the servants of the Lord, men of the Lord, okay? Proverbs 18:4. The words of a man's mouth are as deep waters, and the wellspring of wisdom as a flowing brook. Okay? The words of a man's mouth are deep water. So, and what does the Most High say? It is power in the tongue, okay? The tongue can kill, okay? And it can drown you, okay? You can get caught up in somebody's speech, okay? And the wells springs of wisdom as a flowing brook, okay? What is a brook? Okay, brook meaning, okay, water or small stream, okay? So a wellspring of wisdom as a flowing brook, and that's what you want to have right now in these times of judgment. You want to have wisdom so you can know how to move, okay? So you know what to do, okay? So you know not to make the wrong moves, not to piss the Lord off, okay? Because right now everybody has a lens on them, okay? Everybody is being judged right now, okay? Because the Lord is what? He's bringing judgment because he's tired of the earth being ran into the ground, okay? By AKA leadership, okay? By wrong leadership, okay? The Esau, okay? The Edomites, okay? AKA the white people, okay? They are running this place into the ground, okay? And you can see that with the government, okay? How the way they institute things, how the way they bring out laws and whatnot, okay? It's just in the food, okay? The water, everything is being destroyed under these people's watch, okay? But what did Yahweh say? He's going to what? Bring somebody in that's more profitable in these times of judgment, okay? And they're going to be able to what? Bring back. Go ahead.
Thank you.
They're going to be able to what? Bring back, okay, the life, okay? Right now, the people are in mourning because wicked rulership is in rule right now, okay? But when the people will rejoice when righteousness is what? In the earth, okay? Righteous rulers are in authority, okay? Roughly paraphrasing, okay? Isaiah 12:2. Behold, Yahweh is my salvation. I will trust and not be afraid. For the Lord Yahweh is my strength and my song, okay? He also is become my salvation, okay? So Yahweh is our strength. We trust in him, okay? We're not afraid, okay? We're not worried about what's to come, okay? The judgments are for the wicked, not for the righteous, okay? That's what's happening, okay? He's my strength, okay? My song. He also is what? Became my what? Salvation. And that's why it's important to drink these living waters, okay? In these times of judgment, okay? Because you want salvation from the Lord, okay? You want to be saved, okay? Speaking first and foremost to the children of Israel, the northern and southern tribes, okay? Isaiah 12:3. Therefore with joy shall ye draw water out of the wells of salvation. Draw wells out, okay? Draw water out of the wells of salvation, okay? So you want salvation, you want to be saved, okay? By Yahweh, all right? And the way you do that is what? Draw the waters, okay? The water, okay, it's this knowledge, truth, this wisdom. Understand, you want it to flow like a brook. You want it to flow like a river that's not dammed up, okay? A lot of people have a spiritual dam, okay, imposed upon them right now, right? And that's going to lead to what? Destruction. They're choking off their spirit, okay? And that's what's happening right now, right? So I'm going to read, I'm going to read this song right here, right? Psalm 69. To the chief musician upon Shamshin, a psalm of David, save me, O Yahweh, for the waters are come unto my soul, okay? I sink in deep mire, where there is no standing. I am come into deep waters, where the floods overflow me. I am weary of my crying, my throat is dry, my eyes fail, while I wait for my God. They that hate me without a cause are more than the hairs of my head. They that would destroy me, being my enemies wrongfully, are mighty. Then I restored that which I took not away. O God, thou knowest my foolishness, my sins are not hid from thee, okay? Let not them that wait on thee, O God, Lord of hosts, okay, be ashamed of my sake. Let not those that seek thee be confounded for my sake, O Yahweh of Israel. Because of thy sake I have borne reproach, okay? Shame have covered my face. I became a stranger unto my brethren, and an alien unto my mother's children. For the zeal of thy house have eaten me up, and the reproach of them that have reproached thee are fallen upon me, okay? When I wept and chastened my soul with fasting, that was to my reproach. I made sackcloth also my garment, and I became a proverb to them, okay? They that sit in the gate speak against me, and I was the song of drunkards, okay? But as for me, my prayer is unto thee, O Lord, okay? In acceptable time, O God, in the multitude of thy mercy, hear me, in the truth of thy salvation, okay? Deliver me out of the mire, and let me not sink, okay? Let me be delivered from them that hate me, and out of deep waters. Let not the water flood overflow me, neither let the deep swallow me up, and let not the pit shut her mouth upon me, okay? Hear me, O Lord, for thou loving kindness is good. Turn unto me according to the multitude of thy tender mercies, and hide not thy face from thy servant, for I am in trouble. Hear me speedily. Draw nigh unto my soul and redeem it. Okay? Deliver me because of my enemies. Okay? Thou hast known my reproach and my shame and my dishonor. My adversities are all before thee. Okay? Reproach hath broken my heart, and I am full of heaviness, and I looked for some to take pity, but there was none, and for comforters, but I found none. They give me also gall for my meat, and in my thirst they give me vinegar to drink. It's bitter, okay? Let their table become a snare before them, and that which should have been for their welfare, let it become a trap, okay? Let their eyes be darkened, let they see not, and make their loins continuing to shake, okay? Pour out thy indignation upon them, and let thy wrath anger take hold of them. Let their habitation be desolate, and let none dwell in their tents, okay? For they persecute him with whom thou hast smitten, and they talk to the grief of those whom thou hast wounded, okay? add iniquity unto their iniquity, and let them not come into thy righteousness. Let them be blotted out of the book of the living, and not be written with righteousness. Okay? But I am poor, sorrowful, and let thy salvation, O Yahweh, set me up on high. Okay? I will praise thy name of God with a song, and I will magnify him with thanksgiving. Okay? Psalms 100. Okay? This is also shall please the Lord better than an ox or bullock that have horns and hoofs. Okay? The humble shall see this and be glad, and your heart shall live that seek Yahweh. Okay? For the Lord heareth the poor, and despiseth not his prisoners. Okay? Prisoners of what? War. All right? Let the heaven and earth praise him, the seas and everything that moveth thereon. Okay? For Yahweh, okay, for Yahweh will save Zion. Okay? That Zion is Israel, and will build the cities of Judah, that they may dwell therein and have it in possession. Okay? The seed also of his servants shall inherit it, and they that love his name shall dwell therein. Okay? All right? Okay, so I just read that. All right? I read Psalm 69, okay, all the verses, okay, down to 36, okay. So that's so you can get an excerpt and a play on what? Abraham Lincoln's name, okay, and his surname, okay, and it means what? Food or lake, okay. And the Most High is what? Drying up this place, okay. He's going to destroy this place and bring it down, all right? So, I hope this lesson was edifying, okay? Make sure you check out The Hills Have Eyes. I did that on the Capitol down there. Make sure you check out Egypt 2.0, and make sure you check this video out, okay? It's a 3-part series, basically, okay? With the downfall of Babylon and everything that's going on right now. Okay, so with that, I'd like to say all praises to Yahweh, okay? Swine Wild Mission, Shalom.